Hello everyone, happy Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm Thorell from Turning Point CT, Social Media Assistant, and I'm here with
Paige Reynolds.
And Joshua Perez.
From Child First. Today we're doing an interview for Mental Health Awareness Month. So, you guys ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get right into it. Can you share with us your names again and age, pronouns, and what you do here at Child First?
Yeah, so my name is Paige Reynolds. My pronouns are she, her. I'm 26 years old and I am a social work clinician here at Child First. So I conduct the therapy with the kids and their caregivers. And this is my wonderful partner.
Yeah, my name is Joshua Perez. I'm 25 years old, turning 26 actually in July. My pronouns are he and him, and I am a care coordinator here at Child First Bridgeport. And my role is basically just to support the clinical work and to help with any resources to decrease external and internal stressors so the parents of the work could be more physically available and emotionally available to do the therapeutic work.
So why did you both choose to work in the mental health field?
So my college journey was kind of long and I changed my mind a couple times. I first wanted to be a teacher, then a speech and language pathologist, and then finally found social work. So I knew I always wanted to be in a helping profession, and I've learned that I love working with children in this population. My younger brother was also an inspiration to me as he went through his own mental health in high school, and I just saw the work that the social workers did for him, and I wanted to be like that.
And just to piggyback, yeah, likewise, throughout my college experience and college time, I guess I always had an interest in the helping field. Throughout my time in college, I served as a resident assistant for college students, so I was an aide. I was also served as a resource to help any college kids. I helped with like crisis interventions throughout my college time, and I figured there's also a brief moment where I was like, what am I good at? I guess I figured like I'm good at helping people. I'm good at talking to people, so I figured it would be a good opportunity to kind of get into the social work field. I graduated with sociology and criminology, not necessarily social work, but it got me into the social work field that I am in today. Yeah.
I can definitely relate to changing what I do in college. I started with film and TV production, then I changed it to just, general stuff.
Yeah.
And, helping people. We all love to help people.
Yeah,
Everyone needs help sometimes, so that's really great that what you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
So what do you two enjoy most about your job?
I'd say number one are the people I work with. I love the team approach as well. It's helpful to find my own clinical self, as well as I know I'm learning all the time, and I have the support to do so. So my favorite part is that, and also just having successful cases where you really see your work just coming to life in front of you. And even just the simplest things like a caregiver and a child interacting and sharing that mutual delight is what makes it all worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. I could second that. I think the successful cases are definitely good. I guess just the work experience in general, I enjoy how broad social work is. So whether that's working with children, working with adults, working with the elderly population, or working with teenagers, they all have very similar cases and challenges, but they're all very different, and you all take home a different side of experience, right? Like working right now, we work with kids 5 and under, and even though but we still have an opportunity to work with the adults, which is the parents of the cases of the clients that we serve. And it all applies. You could take the experience from here to another population, and it will find a way. Even though you have to tailor it, it still fits in pretty well. And I think I like that, the flexibility. I like the umbrella aspect of it, that even though we are in a different population, it still applies to different populations. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see like how different people live, and when you see your work having a positive impact on people, that's always good too.
Yeah, absolutely. It keeps you going,
Oh yeah, it gives you hope.
Yeah. So what would you say is the most challenging part of your job?
I feel like we've been up against this specific challenge a lot recently is when those outside stressors are really barriers to our clinical work, and some of which we don't have control over. So like, for example, we have a client in homelessness, and we're an in-home therapeutic model.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's not much we can do, but my first thought is always I want to do anything and everything I can for my clients. So sometimes those barriers and those set boundaries that need to be in place are tough for myself, because I wish I could take my clients home with me. So that's the hardest part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. The piggyback again off of Paige's great answers, it's the external stressors, which is some things you can't control, and it's the systems that you're working for or working against. We work with DCF clients. We work with, like she mentioned, people that work in either shelters or homelessness, and those are systems that have been in place way before us, and they're going to be in place way long after us. And even though we see the imperfections in it, we're going to try to find ways to work through those barriers, especially if the system is either broken or don't work for us. And yeah, those are some of the challenges. Also, especially with this specific clientele that we work with, a 5 and under, the parents could be a barrier. Our clients, our hand are the children, not necessarily the parents, but in order to do the work, you have to go through the parents. That hopefully it filters through. There's a lot of training, there's a lot of repetition, there's a lot of that, and also being young in this field, I think is something. Since we are at home children-based therapy, we're fresh, we're very young, we're 25, 26, and we're telling parents that might be younger or older than us how to not parent, but some strategies they can implement. And even though some may take our advice to fruition, some may not, or some may doubt us, our expertise or our knowledge, but I think us standing with it shows that we are capable of working with this clientele. But sometimes, especially at first, it was an interesting challenge for us, being able to figure that out, right?
For sure. That's a great point. We both knew when we just started at the same time. We were like, okay, we're young and we look young, so how can we come off that we know what we're talking about? So even just by the way we dress, how we present ourselves, how we talk to caregivers, sometimes we read the room and we have to get on their level just by talking to them. So sometimes the caregivers can be the hardest challenge, actually, as well.
Absolutely. And the challenges, too, ended up being our advantage. The fact that we are young, we have spunk, we have energy, and we're able to bring something new to the table compared to the other providers that they have worked with. And at first we saw it as a challenge, but now we see it as an advantage. Thankfully, like I said, our clients are 5 and under, so we don't have to be old to resonate. We don't have to be old to do the job. We just have to be there, but to be dedicated to do the work, and also showcase all the new knowledge that we have learned throughout our time through education. So, yeah.
Even Josh brings in his knowledge with technology, and that brings that in, which some older clinicians even just can't bring that in. They don't know it, and times are new, and we want to keep it fresh. So that's definitely an advantage we have.
Absolutely. Developing an ongoing and evolutionary, just kind of our approach is always not set in stone. We're always actively tailoring who are we talking to. So sometimes we might have to tailor our approach to compare to an older parent or an older clinician that we may work with, or even a younger one. So making sure that we wear many hats, right? We have to wear many hats to work with different clientele. And I think at first it was a challenge, but now we're getting a lot more comfortable with it.
Right.
Yeah, I was actually, when you were answering previous questions, I was actually wondering how your age plays into it. So thank you for sharing that part of it.
Of course,
So,
of course,
I was
yeah.
definitely wondering that.